You know what I don't understand? I don't understand hotshots that don't have ramps. I don't really know like how semis do it. I think they have like a type of ramp that pulls out, but also semis like really high. And so I don't know how they, I just don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that not having tarps, like it's like one or the other. You either have ramps and you can get away with not having tarps because you move stuff like this, or you don't have ramps and you have to have tarps because you can't move stuff like this, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. I move so much equipment, and for the most part, I love it a lot because it's just like kind of easy. I love any type of freight where I can use chains, because chains don't move. They don't mess around. When I chain something, I know that it's not going anywhere, which is kind of funny that they have that like joke of like when you strap something down, you have to slap it and say that's not going anywhere, and then it generally, by law, won't go anywhere. But they don't have that with chains, and I think that that's actually more true. There's also no eyelet on the other side, but they're attached to the same thing. Yeah, this is on the same machine. And then this is the attachment. This is different. This, can you see this? No, you can't. I'll show you later. Also love it when the machine is like kind of old, but not too old, because when it's new, then I get really nervous about something breaking, or even just my chains digging into something. And we all know that these people aren't reasonable. We all know that they don't understand that, like, well, when you move something that needs to be put on a flatbed, it needs to be chained down or secured down. If it can't be secured down, if it can't withstand the pressure of straps or chains, it needs to be put in something else. You need to put it in like a box fan or something. Don't include me in this. Oh. Let's go. It's a nice humid day, everyone. Can you see? Can you see? Hold on. There's something in a flatbedder's brain that just gets tickled when you like get something really tight. I know that the other flatbedders know what I'm talking about. And like I say that to shippers too when they move something that's like kind of fragile, whatever, like steel, metal, aluminum, whatever, that gets all messed up from straps that are too tight, because they'll literally complain and say, you guys are doing it too tight. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. A flatbedder's favorite thing is just going to town on the winch bar, on the ratchet straps, on the binder. It's the most satisfying part of my day to know that I'm tightening the piss out of these straps, tightening the piss out of these chains. It's fun. I feel so good. First attachment. Second attachment. Should we secure the windows? Don't ask me that. I don't want to talk about it. I'll tell you guys later. I'll tell you guys in 2 years, because that's the statute of limitations for being fucking sued. sunscreen on today. Not yet. It's just, oh, my hands are always dirty. This is one of those things. So no like flat, good place to do a chain neck or a strap. I could do one up there. I could do one right there. I think I'm gonna do one right there. That seems fun. Guys, I love this job. I love this job so much. I know that there are gonna be like a lot of people on this channel that probably like don't believe in climate change. And that's, I mean, for the sake of keeping things copacetic, that's fine. But I don't think we can deny that shit is humid as fuck now. Like, why is Denver so humid? I guess I don't really know that much about Kansas, but I don't remember being this humid. You guys, remind me to take a picture of the freight before I leave. It's required for payment. Oh well. Oh. It's going to China. That's what he just told me. Never would have guessed. Okay, so I just booked a load to Florida for not a great rate, but I'll tell you why. Okay, so yesterday I get to the shipper and they say that the product is actually at a different location. It's at a location about an hour and a half, 2 hours somewhere else. So I get there a little bit like, you know, I use some of my clock, I get there a little bit later in the day, and then I have to do my best to get as far as I can with the time left to get down here, because it really should have just taken me a day and then I should get out reloaded today. But now I'm a little bit later, and the thing is that sure, I'm gonna get unloaded around 11:30. That's not the problem. The problem is the deadhead. So then, well, what if I book a load that's 200 miles away and they leave at 3:30? So I booked a load for my bare minimum rate to make sure that I got loaded today and had a load. I didn't have to wait until tomorrow. If I don't get a load at the end of this week, because today's Wednesday, I'll be there Friday morning. I should be able to get a good enough load to keep me occupied for the weekend. But if I don't, I'll be in Florida and I can play golf. I don't feel bad about going to Florida. I had another load that I was thinking about taking that paid better, that was going to Rhode Island, and I'd rather not go to Rhode Island. We need to destigmatize Florida because, to be honest, we need to make it the Colorado. Like, Colorado is the new Florida. I've said that before. Anyways, we have ADS pipe, which I've talked about before. I only take it when I'm in a pinch or if I need to go somewhere specific. Honestly, neither one of those things happened. The thing is that last week, I got a load that was supposed to load Friday. It didn't load because they said on the rate con they were open until 6. Turns out it was a government building. It was the city of Denver. I didn't know that, and the address didn't tell me that, because it just showed up as a building. So I didn't get to pick it up on Friday because it was 3:30 on a Friday. No one was there, so I was gonna pick it up on Monday. I go on Monday and they say it's not ready yet. Also, you need an appointment, and we don't have any until Thursday. So I didn't get a load on Friday or Monday, and then I tried to book another one, and they all suck because they all suck going out of Denver. That's just the way it is. And so I started driving to Kansas City, and was just like looking on the load board and calling on loads as I was driving out there for the next day, for Tuesday. And I got a load in Wichita for Tuesday. I get there on Tuesday, they say it's in Salina. You guys, like, and that's not the only thing I'm dealing with this week, you know. I have other things going on, but just strictly talking about the loads, that's what's happening. So said I'm gonna need some extra money to go back to Salina, because I was already there. I was there yesterday. I went through there to get to here. I could have stopped there. And he was like, oh yeah, sorry about that. And so he gave me some extra money. I pick up the load anyway, go to Farmland, Indiana. That was that backhoe. Farmland, Indiana. So basically, I just don't care about this week. I don't care. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just making decisions like on, like you know what I mean? When I start my week off leaving Denver without a load and picking something up in Kansas on Tuesday, that week is just, it just doesn't matter to me anymore. I just piece together what I can to try and make stuff work, and my expectations for the week are very low. Expectations for myself, financially, it's just, we're just out here, we just make it work, and we'll try again next week. So that's the ADS pipe. I just don't care. Also, this isn't a bad load. Look how low it is. And it's only 3,000 pounds. I'm basically empty. Honestly, I'm really happy with it. This lighting. It's nice. But I also want to say, because they're like, oh, well, Colorado is just as bad as Florida. You can get more money to go to Colorado just like you can in Florida. I personally can't. You know why? Because the brokers, they look at my MC, they see I live in Colorado, and they say, ooh, this girl needs to go to Colorado anyway. How bad do you want the load? You see here, we only have one row and we're all angled in that direction, whatever. So I drove down, just like that guy is doing, because obviously you don't looking for a spot. But then if you want to park on this side, you can't. So I literally went around, again, just like this guy's doing, leaving that way, because that's like the exit. I went around, back around, turned around at the fuel island, and then backed all the way down here to get it to this spot. Okay, those are all the clips that I have of me living my life this week. Those are current and recent. Now I have some clips that I randomly took over the last couple months when my life would be somewhat okay, and then in shambles, and then somewhat okay, and then back in shambles. So, and that's gonna be in a different video. But anyway, here are those clips. I love a double team. Arvada, Colorado to El Paso, Texas. The person said that these are no good. Well, the person I talked to at TA, which had nothing to do with this load, because of all these scuffs, right? So apparently this paint or coating, whatever it is supposed to protect it against natural gas, I guess, because it, okay, so it's supposed to be natural gas pipes, but this is what I don't understand. So they're not coated on the inside, but then he was saying that this is protective coating against natural gas, but if the gas is on the inside, why is this over here? You know what I mean? So the joke is with all these scuffs, though, is that they're gonna say it's my fault. What is this? The line is right here. You're right there. Go at the back. Oh my god. What is that? Why did you just decide to not be in the parking spot? They just made me park to come in and show them my IRP, my registration, and my IFTA. You guys. Oh my god. What does that mean? What does this mean? I understand it's a little dirty. It snowed in Colorado and turned everything to shit. What if you drive truck, what can you deduce that this is? Stop making me do dumb shit. I get in there and I give her this little slip of paper that the person at the hut had. The same lady who could have checked my registration out there at the scale without me having to park and come in. And so she, like, the person, when I actually went into the building, was like, oh, why are you in here? And I was like, I don't know. She didn't say anything. She just gave me this little slip of paper which had like abbreviations on it, not like IRP and IFTA, just random abbreviations that I didn't understand. So I give her that, and she was like, oh, I need to see your registration. I showed her my registration. She was like, oh, you're good. And I was like, I know. I don't know why I'm in here. And she was like, oh, well, you should have just shown me your registration out there. And I was like, she didn't ask for it. She didn't tell me. Like, am I just... Steal what? I don't know. That's the end of the sentence. Just steal. Also just spent $10 in beverages. Wow. One of them was $3.79, damn near $4 for a drink in a can. But I bought it, so whatever. Water. It's so dry here. So sorry, the sun. To look to see how much like getting a room here, because it's only supposed to get down to like 75 tonight, which is not great. It's $150 for a room. Really? And I also just realized that I'm out here during Blitz week. I just kind of completely forgot about it, and I also don't really care because I get inspected all the time anyway, so I'm always prepared. Don't have to get ready because I stay ready. Because I did look it up a couple months ago about what it was, and then I just completely forgot about it. And it's really funny too how they say that it affects the rates because so many trucks actually just park for Blitz week. The load that I'm on right now, I asked for $400 more than the posted rate. The load that I just booked, I asked for $300 more than the posted rate. Both times, they didn't even counter. They just said okay and sent me the rig on. Which is shocking to me because, and you know, this is coming from obviously somebody who has 12 inspections, 12 level ones. That's just level ones, 12 level ones. I'm shocked that y'all are so afraid of a little inspection. Yes, there are times where I am nervous, mostly just because like they could always find anything that I don't know about or that happened down the road in between me stopping and me checking, you know, something like that. But for the most part, like I have all my ducks in a row and it's not that big of a deal. Also, the fact that everybody knows, and if you don't know, what are you doing? Everybody knows that Blitz week isn't actually Blitz week. The week that they actually spend pulling people over and doing more inspections is usually the week before or the week after of the week that they say is going to be Blitz week. You know what I mean? Like, why would they just announce it and then do that week and then stop? They know that trucks park for the designated week. Maybe, you know, if you can park for 3 weeks, the week after, the week of, and the week before, great. But like, if you are just taking the designated Blitz week off, you're kind of fucking stupid. Once we are unloaded in Phoenix, then we're going up to Kingman, getting tables. We'll see what that is. Taking that to Odessa, Texas, and then trying to find something to Colorado-ish. If not Denver or the surrounding areas, I would take Cheyenne. So that's what we're looking for. Haven't been filming a ton because it's been kind of boring, other than the issues that I've been dealing with at home with my truck and everything like that, which I think is going to be a separate video. I think I'm just going to upload that by itself because the raw uncut footage is 45 minutes long. And in terms of like cutting things around and like putting edits in, I really don't think it's going to make it that much shorter because everything that I said is pretty pertinent to the situation. Then this will just be a normal vlog, whatever videos I usually make type thing. Okay, we're unloaded. That took way less time than I thought. I don't even know what time it is now, but them opening at 7, everybody was already here working. So I got here at 6:45 and they unloaded me immediately. Benefits of pulling a flatbed. what do I know about waiting multiple hours? I don't know anything about that, and I don't want to know. What's funny is that this deadhead, it's like 185 miles, something like that. 3.5 hours, maybe 4. And it's funny because like I'm like kind of unhappy about it. Because the last 2 times that I've been out working, I've just been absolutely blessed with short deadheads. I'm talking 30 to 60 miles. Not just like a one-off, like regularly. I think the longest deadhead I had in the past 2 months, granted I was home for a month, so I guess that doesn't count. But, like I said, the last 2 times that I went out working, which was, I mean, I went out for like 3 weeks. This time, not this time before. This time before it was 2 weeks, and then before that it was like 3 weeks. Those are the ones that I'm counting. The longest one was like 110 miles. That's nothing. Oh, and now I have to drive 180. Poor me. Wait, why did I just say it was 180 miles? It's 245. That's a big difference. 245 is still not terrible, but not great. Originally, Burger said that I might have to tarp it before, and then he confirmed that I didn't, because he was like, I'll plead no tarp, because I was like, I don't have tarps. He was like, I'll plead no tarp and I'll get back to you. Does that strike you as something that should be tarped? What happened here? What is this from? What's this from? They also said when I was loading it, they're like, are you sure you can handle this? This is like 15,000 pounds. Now we drive 20 miles to the next pickup. Virtually no deadhead. Actually, in my opinion, that is no deadhead. 20 miles is no deadhead. I don't think deadhead really starts until like 60 miles. And then even that's a short deadhead, obviously. This is no deadhead to me. No deadhead. Here we are again with these crazy houses in crazy places. I'm gonna pick up some trailers. Maybe those ones. I'm getting 6, 3, and 3. And we all know, I'm gonna ask them if I can use some of these. And also if they have nails. I have a hammer. Ooh, look. Yeah, we can make something work. Like that. Look how small this binder is. It's so small. This is gonna ride like shit. I can just tell. They put me in to make sure I had a CDL, of course. There's gotta be some way they can put that on my numbers. Confirms that I don't have to do that. But I get it, and the guy was really nice. emotional support car hauler. He's adopted me to guide me out of Queens because there are just so many low bridges, and also we just went under an 11.2, okay, and we're both 13.6 and we fit. Y'all know the amount of things that I move that die just trying to put it on my trailer. And somebody bought this with real money. They're